the jury has now got the Puff Daddy, the Diddy case for all of the allegations that were brought against him. Multi-week case. The jury is now deliberating. 8 men, 4 women. I think, Buck, that there's not going to be a conviction here. And you agree with me. I've been following this case pretty closely. I think the government failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt their case. Not that Diddy's a great guy or that I would want him dating my sister or my daughter or something like that. But I don't think they proved beyond a reasonable doubt that he is guilty of the very serious charges that they brought against him. This thing has gone to the jury. Maybe we're going to be wrong, but I do think that there would be a lot of shock if he's not convicted. I'm just telling you guys and gals out there who may not have paid as much attention to it, it would not surprise me at all if they failed to get a conviction.
They went for things that I think reasonable doubt is going to be too easy for some of the jurors to lean on. I don't think that the sex trafficking charge is going to be something they're able to get him on, and so this is look. The guy's a bad guy, and there's no question about it. There's no defense of Diddy the person going on here, or of Sean Combs the person. It's just, it seems to me like well, maybe we're wrong. I shouldn't. Maybe the prosecution nailed him, and he's going away for a very long time. But I would not bet on it based on this. And I'm not even. I mean, you went to law school. I'm not even a lawyer. I didn't go to law school, but I have been around cases and charges and things like that because of the time at the NYPD. And I look at this one. I'm like, this was not a strong prosecutorial move. I think I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll come back. Maybe the jury just hates him. It might just be what was his name? Professor Emeritus from Harvard. Came on our show.
Dershowitz.
Thank you. Maybe the Dersh is right when he says, "Look, he's just such a scumbag. They're gonna find him guilty, and then it'll be overturned on appeal by a appeals court." That may be the way this goes too. But nothing about this to me says slam dunk, because they've got all the text messages and all this stuff from women who continue to be with him and say they're being coerced, but they're traveling with him on private jets and still being, intimate with him and everything else. That's a tough one to make stick for a juror. Remember, he could go away for life on this. It's not like a civil case or something where he's just paying a big judgment. He could go away for the rest of his life.
Well, they had him dead to rights on drug and gun charges, which is why I'm surprised they didn't just go straight drug and gun.
They folded that in as the RICO. I don't understand why they did that.
To me, they had him dead to rights on drug and gun charges. I think they probably wanted to put him away for longer than those charges would have reflected. But ultimately, this case comes down to coercion versus consensual adult sexual conduct. Essentially, I'm trying to boil it down. And I just don't think there are 8 men sitting on this jury that are going to say, yeah, these women either dated him or lived with him for a decade or more, and now they're saying, oh, I'm a victim. I'm not saying he's not that he's a good dude or that he's 100% innocent, but I don't think he's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt based on all the evidence.
To the everyman, and that's what a jury is, right? It's not to the everyman. You know what racketeering is? A bunch of organized crime thugs saying you're paying the protection money or I'm going to break your kneecaps, right? That's racketeering. Like that people can understand. You're running this organized criminal enterprise with the threat of violence. Did they charge Sean Combs with racketeering?
It's weird. I know.
And you sit here and you go, why go for the racketeering charge?
I think they will.
It's because people hear that, they go, hold on a second. So he's like the mob guys who are threatening to break kneecaps, but he's inviting people to parties and being a sexual deviant, but they're willingly doing it, and he's not putting a gun to their head, and making them do it. How is that racketeering?
Basically, he's a super rich guy who engaged, to your point, on indefensible behavior in many ways.
I mean, he hit a woman, which is a crime, but the statute passed on that. So there, the video violence of him in the hotel where he punched or he shoved,
he beat the crap out of Cassie on a video at the Intercontinental Hotel in L.A.
I mean, that's a crime and that's assault, and he's a bad person for doing it. But they didn't charge. We're looking at the legal system versus what's justice here, right?
Yes.
And the legal system isn't going after him on that. I don't know. We'll see. You know what? I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're wrong, because you and I see this one the same way. It's more fun when we can argue. I don't see this one differently than you. So we'll see. I hope we're wrong and that they nail him. Even though part of me is like, if they're nailing him, I think they're doing it because he's a bad guy, not because they actually believe he violated the statutes as presented. Which
If I were on,
thing.
if I were on the jury, I would vote not guilty. Because I don't think I don't know that you're going to be able to get 12 people to vote not guilty. I think it's more likely that there are a couple of holdouts. I don't think 12 people are going to say not guilty. That's how I would vote. And a lot of times the pressure, people are, they do the jury poll and it's 9-3 guilty or 10-1 or 10-2 or 11-1, and you're sitting there in the pressure. They're like, dude, let's go. It's July 4th. We want to all be out. We want to go hang out with our families. We want to go to the barbecues, everything else. Let's get done with this. So I'm not sure that guys are going to continue to hold out. I think it's primarily going to be guys because there are 8 of them. I just don't think 8 guys are going to agree that this is crime. We'll talk about this some more. I also want to get into Mayor Pete. 0% support from black men. What's going on there? I got a pretty significant theory. In the meantime, we're faced with decisions every day. Some of them big, some of them small. Choosing a health insurance provider, that's a big one. Something as important as your health care insurance, you have a big say. Why settle for a government plan like Obamacare when there's a better option? It's called Ease for Everyone. Offers affordable health care for as low as $262 a month. You can keep your doctor, never pay a deductible, access over 400 prescription drugs for free. Go online to their website, see what the plan is right now for you and your family. Ease for Everyone, developed by forward-thinking experts located in Nashville, Tennessee, my number 1 city in America, by the way. They identified a problem in the industry, set out to solve it with Ease for Everyone. Go online right now to easeforeveryone.com/Clay. Join today. That's easeforeveryone.com/Clay.